Let's do it.
Jump to the first game.
Yeah, let's go for it.
First game. Cowboys and Chargers. So Cowboys are traveling to Los Angeles to play the Chargers in the new SoFi Stadium out there, which is quite beautiful. Can't wait to one day find a way to get out there and get rich to do it, of course. But
maybe be this Sunday.
Right. So we've got that one. The Chargers are favored
by three.
By three, which is very interesting, very intriguing line to me that they would be favored against the Cowboys on the road. But I think there's more to it, but we'll talk about that in a second. But the biggest thing to me is they have the highest point total prediction by Vegas at 55.5 right now. It's been teetering between 54 and 56 all day when I was looking at it. So when it comes to this game, what's the first thing that you're looking at for this one initially?
Start with the road team. You look over there, and so on this side of the game, and that's probably why the Chargers are favored. I think that the Cowboys are going to have a tougher matchup going against the Chargers just slightly, but not by a lot.
What do you mean by Washington? Tougher?
Sometimes every now and then the Chargers have a good defense that shows up.
Yeah, it's true.
Again, it's on the road for Dallas. They'll be out in the grass, but they still got a 26 team total, so it's not like they can't hit. Dak 6'8", he's going to throw. Zeke is going to be on the field, and you pretty much know where the ball's going with Cooper and Lamb. They're a little high price. Cooper 6'8", Lamb 6'4", but they'll be worth it. But being that they're the dog, kind of makes you wonder. If Zeke stays in the passing game, he'll be a good play. I always used to like playing Zeke, but kind of see how that goes in this particular in the matchup. Fitzpatrick got hurt, so that Washington game didn't really shoot out, even though I liked them. But the Chargers defense played decently well in that game. Again, they're not the Cowboys, but so that's why I just say that they have tougher matchup versus the Chargers. I think the Chargers have a better matchup going against this Dallas defense.
Makes sense. Look at DVOA wise, the Chargers are at they were ranked 7th based upon this past week game. Of course, number one is the Saints. And looking through it, the Chargers are at 7th on defense, 15th overall DVOA with the Cowboys.
And if you're going off last year's numbers, I know sometimes we got to look at last season, but the Chargers at the bottom. There was 3rd best against the quarterback, 8th against the running back, 1st against receiver. So you had a decent secondary. So that's why I say that their matchup, not that they won't produce, but just keep that one in mind. Wouldn't necessarily play the defense, but I think on this side you go Herbert, go right back to Keenan Allen. Last week I said he was a good bet for the touchdown. Got the 100 yards, didn't score, but he kind of caught the pass that sealed the game against Washington last week. And they got him the 100 yards. So that's the guy in the red zone. If they're moving the ball against Dallas, which they should, Keenan Allen's going to be a big part of that. 10 catches, 100 yards, incoming. Hate playing Mike Williams. We talked about that. I know I said keep playing who busts, but if he don't score a touchdown, he's just play him on FanDuel. Don't play him in a PPR.
Mainly because it looks like Herbert's not just going to go to him just to go to him.
Right.
Even though he does go through his progressions, he seems like he forces the ball to keep down if he has to.
Yeah, and you got better targets. You got Eckler coming out the backfield at 7'3". He's a better target than Mike Williams the way they run their offense.
True.
Keenan Allen at 7, and one of my favorite tight ends is going to be Jared Cook again. Play the veteran. Play Jared Cook and Gerald Everett. If you're not paying up, pay for them.
Yeah,
Herbert's going to throw 300 yards. Dallas is not going to be friendly to that tight end spot. And that's why I'm like, we're one of the worst against the tight end. So even
though Dallas's tight ends, people have given them some respect. They think that they have potential.
Yeah. But on the Dallas, more than likely I'll probably stick with the Zeke, Cooper, Lamb passing tree. But I like Jared Cook at tight end over here.
I like that. I mean, Dalton Schultz is someone to consider if
he's not bad. Yes.
If you need to the low price, he's not priced high.
Yeah.
If you need to fill, Schultz is someone to consider.
Yeah, I can't tell you not to play anybody in a 55.5 total.
Yeah,
they're going to be on the field. If they're going to be running routes, they're viable. You get in the red zone. Dak is good enough that he's not going to not target somebody. He's going to throw it to the open guy.
So, yeah. And right now is a Cedric Wilson looking like a pretty interesting slot play. And to be honest, I think one to really consider for cheap and the way that the Cowboys are doing things, Tony Pollard.
Yep. And I will say this about the tight end spot. That probably is going to be the best place to target the Chargers, actually. When you brought the outside, so it's a pretty good call.
Makes sense.
Give it to him.
Yeah, because looking at the numbers from last week, I believe Herbert felt the need to throw it to. He targeted Jared Cook 8 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a 300-yard machine. So you play the people. We was targeting Hunter Henry in this. And Chart. You think about history of a team. Tight ends. Antonio Gates. We talked about Atlanta last week and their tight ends. Chargers throw it to their tight ends. He's only 3.9. So I think he's a good player. We're not paying up for.
That's a good point. And me making mention of Justin forcing passes to Keenan Allen. I mean, he targeted him 13 times, but he did target Mike Williams 12. And Mike was 882 for a touchdown. He's the only one that scored a touchdown in that game. Mm-hmm. So that tells me that Keenan Allen's going to be the touchdown getter this week.
He's got to be.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
He's going to feed him those touchdowns.
He is
the Cowboy
focal point of the offense. I mean, but when you're throwing 300, it's possible. But Keenan Allen's your guy.
Let me ask this question though: defensively, who do you think they're going to put Diggs on? The Cowboys, because Diggs did damn good against Mike Evans in week 1.
You got to think about who's going to operate more in the slot. So it might be a little bit more Keenan Allen. Williams plays on the outside. So
I think Diggs is going to definitely shadow. They're going to shadow. He's going to have him shadow, and I think Diggs is an up and coming star. Yeah. They're going to have him shadow definitely like they did Mike Evans. If he's able to hold Mike Evans to 3 catches, 36 yards with a few tips on passes that he was able to read, he's definitely going to be keeping his eye on Justin Herbert. So defensively, with this high total, I would also consider that Dallas defense. I normally don't say a team in this high total on defense, but Dallas's defense will be causing turnovers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They lost Marcus Lawrence. They be causing turnovers.
Like we said last week, you can play. Look at those. Don't forsake those defenses and those high totals. Ball gonna be in the air a lot. Yep. It's not like Herbert's a veteran. He can throw an interception. He can let one go. The Chargers can put some pressure on Dak. They can get to him. They can get the ball out of his hand. So
any
defense you can target in that game.
Makes sense.